Good evening, students. Students, I think geometry lecture, it had stopped abruptly due to connectivity issue, but the teacher has already covered the portion which was to be covered during the lecture. The teacher would continue with the remaining portion in tomorrow's lecture. Now, students, in algebra, today we are going to start with a very interesting chapter in your algebra textbook. That is chapter number 1, linear equations in two variables. Now, students, before we move into the depth of this particular chapter, first, let us try to understand what do we mean by the term equations. Equations का मतलब क्या होता है? Basically, simple words में अगर equation याद रखना है, remember students, equations are those mathematical statements which contains at least one variable and sorry for the interruption, students. So today we are going to begin with chapter number 1 of your algebra textbook, that is linear equations in two variables. Now, students, before we move into the depth of this particular chapter, first let us try to understand what do we mean by the term equations. Equations का मतलब क्या होता है? Now, in simple words, equations are those mathematical statement which contains at least one variable and an equal to sign. मतलब इक्वेशन होने के लिए ये दो कंडीशंस होने चाहिए. फर्स्ट, at least one variable, and second, an equal to sign. Sir, at least one variable means students minimum one variable means कम से कम एक अल्फाबेट होना चाहिए. एग्जैक्टली एक है चलेगा, एक से ज्यादा है चलेगा, लेकिन एक से कम नहीं चलेगा. तो there has to be at least one variable and an equal to sign. Let us consider few examples. Everyone, look at this mathematical statement. X plus 3. Students, can you all tell me, does this mathematical statement contain any variable? Yes, it has a variable, that is alphabet. कौन सा variable दिख रहा है? X. Perfect. ठीक है. So means the first condition is satisfied. It contains at least one variable. Now students, check for the second condition. Does this mathematical statement have an equal to sign? No. So if there is no equal to sign, so it means this mathematical statement is not an equation. Because for any mathematical statement to be an equation, दो condition है. The first one is it should have at least one variable, means minimum one variable, and the second condition is it should have an equal to sign. चलो students, let us do one thing. अब ये जो mathematical statement दिख रहा है ना, I'll make some changes in it. अच्छा, now everybody look at the mathematical statement. X plus 3 is equal to 0. Now tell me, does this mathematical statement contain at least one variable? Yes, so means the first condition is satisfied. Now tell me, does this mathematical statement contain an equal to sign? Yes, means the second condition is also satisfied. So if both the conditions are satisfied, student, in that case, this mathematical statement is an equation. Perfect. So I think by now, the meaning of the term equation is quite clear to everyone. So remember students, equations are those mathematical statements which should have at least one variable and an equal to sign. So let us see कि कितने लोगों को क्या समझा. One more example. Everyone read the equation. Y plus 3 is equal to 0. Now tell me students, does this mathematical statement contain any variable? Yes, so means first condition to satisfied hai. It contains at least one variable. Acha, tell me, does this statement contain an equal to sign? Yes, it contains an equal to sign, means second condition is also satisfied. So students, if both the conditions are satisfied, it means this mathematical statement is an perfect. Even this is an equation. Chalo, now quickly let us move towards the next example. Everyone look at the next mathematical statement. X square plus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now students, tell me whether this mathematical statement contain any alphabet. Yes, take it. Means first condition is satisfied. It has at least one variable. Acha, tell me, does it contain an equal to sign? Yes. So it means even the second condition is satisfied. If both the conditions are satisfied, students, iska matlab even this mathematical statement is an perfect. Moving towards the next example, y square plus 5y plus 9 is equal to 0. Now students, tell me whether this mathematical statement contain any variable. Yes. अच्छा, वैसे कौन सा variable, कौन सा alphabet दिख रहा है? Y. All right. So means the first condition is satisfied. It has at least one variable. Now tell me whether this mathematical statement contain an equal to sign. Yes. Means even the second condition is satisfied. If both the conditions are satisfied, so it means even this mathematical statement is an very good. Let us proceed towards the next one. Now students, tell me in this example, x plus y plus 5 is equal to 0. Does this mathematical statement contain any alphabet? Yes, it contains alphabet. अच्छा, कौन से alphabet दिख रहे हैं इसमें? X and Y. अच्छा, इसमें एक alphabet, कितने alphabet दिख रहे हैं? दो alphabet. चलेगा, because the condition says at least one variable, means minimum one. अगर एक से ज्यादा है तो कोई problem नहीं है. So in that case, here the first condition is satisfied. It contains at least one variable. Acha, tell me whether this equation contains an equal to sign. Yes, even it contains an equal to sign, means the second condition is also satisfied. If both the conditions are satisfied, students, so it means even this mathematical statement is an equation. Perfect. Moving towards the last example, students. Everyone look at the next mathematical statement. 3x plus 5y plus 9 is equal to 0. Now students, फटाफट बताओ, does this mathematical statement contain variable? Yes, means the first condition is satisfied. It contains at least one variable. Now tell me whether this mathematical statement contain an equal to sign. Yes, it contains an equal to sign, means the second condition is also satisfied. So now if both the conditions are satisfied, students, even this mathematical statement is an perfect. Even this is an equations. So I hope so that the definition of the term equation is quite clear to everyone. So remember students, equations are those mathematical statement which has at least one variable and an equal to sign. अब हमारी स्क्रीन पे आपको टोटल 6 इक्वेशंस दिख रहे हैं, राइट? मूविंग फर्दर, नाउ लेट अस ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट डू वी मीन बाय द टर्म लीनियर. Students, remember, linear equations are those equations with degree 1. Means अगर डिग्री 1 हुआ तो वो लीनियर इक्वेशन है, अगर डिग्री 1 नहीं हुआ तो वो लीनियर इक्वेशन नहीं है. Sir, but what do we mean by the term degree? I think students, we have already learned in our lower standard that degree is nothing but highest power of the variable. Highest power of the alphabet in the equation is called as a degree. Let us consider an example. Everyone, look at the first equation on the screen. X plus 3 is equal to 0. Students, can you all tell me, इसके अंदर वेरिएबल अल्फाबेट कौन है? X. X उसके अंदर एक ही बार दिख रहा है. ओके, नाउ टेल मी उस X का पावर कितना है? कुछ नहीं है, मीन्स द पावर इज 1. परफेक्ट. X का पावर इज 1 और X तो कहीं उस इक्वेशन में और दिख नहीं रहा है. तो इट मीन्स द हाईएस्ट पावर ऑफ द वेरिएबल इज 1. If the highest power is 1, means the degree of the equation is 1. If the degree is 1, it means that this equation is a linear equation. Perfect, students. Let us try the next example now. Everyone look at the next equation. Y plus 3 is equal to 0. Now students, tell me, in this equation, variable alphabet कौन है? Y. ठीक है, Y कितनी बार दिख रहा है? परफेक्ट, एक ही बार दिख रहा है. अच्छा, नाउ कैन यू ऑल टेल मी व्हाट इज द पावर ऑफ दैट वेरिएबल y हियर? वेरी गुड, द पावर इज 1 और तो कहीं पर y दिख नहीं रहा है. तो इट मींस द हाईएस्ट पावर ऑफ दिस वेरिएबल इज 1. अगर हाईएस्ट पावर 1 है, मींस द डिग्री ऑफ दिस इक्वेशन इज perfect, and if the degree is 1, so it means even this equation is a absolutely correct. Even this equation is a linear equation. Means these first two equations that we have discussed in the example, both of them are linear equations. Let us quickly move towards the next example. Look at the next equation, students. X square plus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now first of all, tell me students, इस equation में alphabet कौन है? Perfect. X is the alphabet, that is a variable. But can you all tell me X यहाँ पर कितनी बार दिख रहा है? Exactly, X यहाँ पर 2 बार दिख रहा है. Now can you all tell me, वो X जिसके साथ the number 4 is associated, वो X जिसके साथ number 4 is associated, can you all tell me what is the power of that alphabet X? Perfect, कुछ नहीं है, means the power is 1. All right. There is one more X in the beginning. Can you all tell me, starting में जो X दिख रहा है उसका पावर कितना है? Perfect. तो it means इस इक्वेशन में X is there 2 times. एक का पावर is 1 और दूसरे का पावर is 2. तो what is the highest power? Perfect. The highest power is 2. If the highest power is 2, तो is the degree 1? No, the degree is not 1. If the degree is not 1, is this equation a linear equation? Absolutely correct. This equation is not a linear equation. Now, if this equation is not a linear equation, then we need not study such kind of equations in this chapter. Let us quickly move towards the next example. Y square plus 5y plus 9 is equal to 0. Students, फटाफट मुझे ये बताओ, इसके अंदर अल्फाबेट वेरिएबल कौन है? परफेक्ट y कितनी बार दिख रहा है? 2 बार दिख रहा है। अच्छा, फर्स्ट टेल मी द अल्फाबेट y which is associated with that number 5, 5 के साथ जो y दिख रहा है, what is the power of that y? वेरी गुड, कुछ नहीं है, मीन्स द पावर इज 1। नाउ कैन यू ऑल टेल मी, वो जो दूसरा y दिख रहा है स्टार्टिंग में, व्हाट इज द पावर ऑफ दैट y? परफेक्ट, 2। तो एक का पावर 1 है, दूसरे का पावर 2 है। कैन यू ऑल टेल मी व्हाट इज द हाईएस्ट पावर इन दैट केस? Perfect. The highest power is 2. If the highest power is 2, then is the degree 1? No, the degree is not 1. If the degree is not 1, then is this equation a linear equation? No, this equation is not a linear equation. Very good, students. Moving towards the next example. Everyone look at the next equation now. X plus y plus 5 is equal to 0. Can you all tell me, is equation ke andar, who all are the alphabets that is a variable? X and y. Take care. Let us check the powers of the alphabets here. That is a variable. Can you tell me what is the power of x? Kuch nahi hai, so the power is 1. What is the power of y? Kuch nahi hai, so the power is 1. Perfect. So the power of x is also 1, y is also 1. In that case, what would be the highest power? Perfect. The highest power is 1. If the highest power of the variable is 1, it means the degree is... Very good. The degree is 1. If the degree is 1, it means that this equation is a... Perfect. This equation is a linear equation. Quickly moving towards the last example. Students, look at the next equation. 3x plus 5y plus 9 is equal to 0. Now, can you tell me, students, iske andar variable alphabet kaun hai? X and y. Now, tell me what are the powers of the variable. X ka power kuch nahi hai, so the power is... Perfect, 1. Y का power कुछ नहीं है, so the power is... Perfect, 1. X का power भी 1, Y का power भी 1. So what would be the highest power? 1. If the highest power is 1, then the degree is 1. Perfect. If the degree is 1, it means even this equation is a linear equation. Perfect. So even these two equations are linear equation. I hope so. The meaning of term linear is quite clear to everyone. So students, basically remember, linear are those equations where the degree should be 1. तो अगर डिग्री 1 है तो वो लीनियर है, अगर डिग्री 1 नहीं है तो वो लीनियर नहीं है. Moving further, linear equation in two variable. Now let us try to understand what do we mean by two variable. As the name itself clearly states, two variable means how many variables should be there? 2. Perfect. दो alphabet होना चाहिए. Now everyone, look at the first two examples, the equations. X plus 3 is equal to 0. Students, tell me x plus 3 is equal to 0. Is equation mein there are how many variable, how many alphabet? 1. So if there is only one alphabet, is this a linear equation in two variable? No. तो if it is not a linear equation in two variable, तो हमें इस चैप्टर में ऐसे इक्वेशन को पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. All right. Look at the next one. Y plus 3 is equal to 0. Now tell me, इस equation में there are how many variable? 1. So it means even this is not a linear equation in two variable. Perfect. So if this is not linear equation in two variable, तो इसे भी इस चैप्टर में पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. Perfect. Moving further, look at the next example, students. X plus y plus 5 is equal to 0. Now tell me, students, is equation में there are how many variable? 2. Perfect. Which two variable alphabets are there? X and y. Since there are two variable, means this linear equation is linear equation in two variables. Perfect. Look at the last example. 3x plus 5y plus 9 is equal to 0. Now tell me how many variables or alphabets are there in this equation? 2. Which two? X and y. So it means even this equation is linear equation in two variable. Exactly. So students, such kind of equations are called as linear equations in two variables. Now with this, we are done with the basic introduction of this particular chapter. I hope so that now everyone is very clear that what do we mean by linear equations in two variables. Now students, moving further, now let us try to understand what do we mean by the standard form of linear equation in two variable. मतलब in general linear equation in two variable exactly कैसे दिखते हैं. as the name itself says, two variables. Means students, the equation should have how many alphabets? Perfect, two alphabets. तो कोई भी दो alphabet डाल सकते हैं ना. तो चलो for the time being मैं एक काम करता हूँ. I'll assume the alphabet as say X and Y. Now students, if we have alphabet that is variable, means we should also have the coefficients. Coefficient means the numbers which are associated with that alphabet. जैसे students, ऊपर देखो जो first equation दिख रहा है x plus y plus 5 is equal to 0. In that equation, which is the number associated with that alphabet x, kuch nahi hai, means the number is 1. So that 1 is called as the coefficient of x. Similarly, नीचे वाला equation देखो, उसमें which is the number associated with x? 3. So that 3 is the coefficient of x. तो students, x के साथ एक equation में number 1 है, x के साथ दूसरे equation में number 3 है. Means x के साथ we can have any number as the coefficient. कोई भी नंबर दे सकते हैं ना. तो फिलहाल के लिए मैं एक काम करता हूँ, मैं in general I am giving the number as a. Now students, remember that a is not an alphabet. It is not a variable here. It is any number. Since कोई भी number हो सकता था, तो in general we have written it as a. Similarly, even with the alphabet variable y, we need to provide it with a coefficient. Just for example, if you look at the equations which are there above, tell me in the first equation, what is the coefficient of y? Perfect, 1. In the second equation, what is the coefficient of y? 5. मतलब y के साथ भी कोई कोएफिशिएंट हो सकता है. Am I right? तो अभी सिंस कोई भी नंबर कोएफिशिएंट हो सकता है, तो मैं एक काम करता हूँ, y के साथ I am giving the coefficient b. Students, b is not an alphabet. It is not a variable. It is the coefficient of y, means it is any number. All right. Moving further. Next, अब equation में if you look at the two equations above, वहां पर देखो number दिख रहा है 5 and 9, जिसके साथ कोई भी alphabet नहीं दिख रहा है. There is no alphabet associated with it. तो students, ये जो ऐसे अकेले numbers होते हैं, they are called as constants. What are they called as? Constants. अब in the first equation, what is a constant? 5. In the second equation, what is a constant? 9. Means होने को constant कोई भी number हो सकता है. So in the standard form, I'll put the constant as c. Student, c is not any alphabet or variable. It is any number. All right. So moving further, plus का sign है, तो मैंने plus का sign डाला. ऊपर दोनों इक्वेशन में वापस प्लस का साइन है, प्लस का साइन डाला. ऊपर दोनों इक्वेशन में इट इज इक्वल टू 0, तो मैंने इक्वल टू 0 डाला. एंड विद दिस आई गेट द स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म ऑफ लीनियर इक्वेशन इन टू वेरिएबल्स, दैट इज ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Students, what is the standard form of linear equation in two variables? Ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Perfect. But remember students, in this standard form, variable alphabet तो दो ही है, that is x and y. The remaining three terms जो alphabet जैसे दिखते हैं, that is a, b and c. These a, b and c are any numbers. To be more precise, you can say that they are any real numbers. They can be any number. But a cannot be equal to 0. Sir, but you said that a, b and c can be any number. तो अगर कोई भी number हो सकता है, तो even 0 is a number. Then why it cannot be 0? Students, everyone look at the standard form very carefully. Ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Now in this standard form, if a becomes 0, मतलब a के जगह पर 0 डाल दो. अगर a के जगह पे 0 डाला, तो 0 into x will give me what? 0. Means वो term गायब हो जाएगा because it becomes 0. Now we are left out with which portion? by plus c is equal to 0. Now tell me by plus c is equal to 0 में there are how many variable? Alphabet कौन है? एक ही रहेगा, that is y. और अगर एक ही alphabet रहेगा, will it be linear equation in two variable? No. Hence the reason a cannot be equal to 0. And exactly for the same reason, students, even b cannot be equal to 0. Because even if b becomes equal to 0, then tell me 0 into y will become 0. तो वो portion वहां से हट गया, तो बचेगा सिर्फ ax plus c is equal to 0. ax plus c is equal to 0 में students tell me then alphabet variable कौन रह जाएगा? Only x, यानी कि एक ही alphabet. If we have only one variable, will it be linear equation in two variable? No, perfect. Hence the reason in the standard form a and b cannot be equal to 0. I hope so, students, that the standard form of linear equation is very clear to each and every student. Moving further, now let us learn the methods of solving linear equation in two variable. Students, if I am not wrong, in your ninth standard, Yadav, we had learned two methods of solving linear equation in two variable, जहां दो इक्वेशंस दिए होते थे और हम लोग सॉल्व करके x और y का आंसर ढूंढ के निकालते थे कि x इक्वल टू इतना एंड y इज इक्वल टू इतना, राइट? Basically, students, in mathematics, to solve linear equation in two variable means to find the values of those variables. Basically, we are having in all four methods, which are as follows. The very first one is elimination by equating coefficients. Second one, elimination by substitution. Third one, graphical method. And fourth and the last one, Kramer's rule. Once again, I repeat, first one, elimination by equating coefficients. Second one, elimination by substitution. Third one, graphical method. And fourth and the last one, Kramer's rule. Now, students, out of these four methods, the first two methods, that is elimination by equating coefficients and elimination by substitution, we have already learned in our 9th standard. So 10th standard में we are going to learn the remaining two methods, that is graphical method and Kramer's rule. But before we move towards graphical method, students, we'll quickly revise the first two methods which we have already learned in our 9th standard. So we'll quickly revise the two methods and then we'll proceed towards graphical method. So let us start with elimination by equating the coefficients. Now, to revise elimination by equating the coefficient method, students, we have been given two equations. First equation, x minus y is equal to 7. And second equation, x plus y is equal to 11. The question says that we are supposed to solve these two equations by elimination by equating the coefficients. Now, इसका मतलब elimination by equating the coefficient method का इस्तेमाल करके मुझे x और y का आंसर ढूंढ के निकालना है. x equal to कितना and y equal to कितना. Now, students, there are certain basic steps that we need to follow to solve the equations by elimination by equating the coefficient. To begin with, the very first step says, check whether the equations are present in their basic form. And if they are present in their basic form, then number the equations. Sir, now what do we mean by the basic form? Basic form means, students, alphabet wale on left hand side and constant on the right hand side. Once again, I repeat, basic form means alphabet wale on left hand side and constants on right hand side. Let us check. Everyone look at the first equation. X minus y is equal to 7. Now, students, tell me whether this equation is present in its basic form. Yes, because alphabet wale hai on left hand side and constant is there on the right hand side. Now, since this equation is there in its basic form, so I'll number this equation as equation number 1. Now look at the second equation. X plus y is equal to 11. Now, students, tell me whether this equation is present in its basic form. Yes, because alphabet wale present hai on the left hand side and the constant on the right hand side. So since ye bhi basic form mein hai, so I'll number this equation as equation number 2. So my first step is done. First step says check whether the equations are present in their basic form and number the equation. Now moving towards the next step. The second step says आपके दोनों इक्वेशन में दो दो अल्फाबेट्स है, राइट? द टू अल्फाबेट्स आर x and y. So the second step says select any one alphabet of your choice. Once again I repeat, select any one alphabet of your choice. x को सिलेक्ट करना है तो x को सिलेक्ट करो, y को सिलेक्ट करना है तो y को सिलेक्ट करो. तो स्टूडेंट्स, I'll do one thing, I will select the alphabet y. सर लेकिन अगर गलती से किसी ने अगर x को सिलेक्ट कर लिया तो नो प्रॉब्लम, because they say that we need to select any one alphabet of our choice. तो अपने चॉइस का कोई भी अल्फाबेट सिलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. तो यहां पर मैंने अपने चॉइस के हिसाब से आई हैव सिलेक्टेड द अल्फाबेट y. Moving further, once you select the alphabet of your choice, then what you need to do is you need to make their coefficients equal. You need to make their coefficients equal. Now students, अभी since हमने y को सिलेक्ट किया है, we'll completely focus on alphabet y only. Okay? अभी मैं y के कोएफिशिएंट्स को इक्वल बनाऊंगा. नाउ एवरीवन लुक एट इक्वेशन 1. टेल मी इक्वेशन 1 में y का कोएफिशिएंट, y के साथ नंबर कौन दिख रहा है? कुछ नहीं है, मींस द नंबर इज 1. परफेक्ट. नाउ टेल मी इन इक्वेशन 2, y के साथ कोएफिशिएंट, y के साथ नंबर कौन दिख रहा है? परफेक्ट. कुछ नहीं है, मींस द नंबर इज 1. तो इक्वेशन 1 में भी y का कोएफिशिएंट इज 1, इक्वेशन 2 में भी y का कोएफिशिएंट इज 1. तो हियर द कोएफिशिएंट्स आर ऑलरेडी इक्वल. तो फिर मुझे अपनी तरफ से कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Done. So with this we are done with the second step where we have selected the alphabet y and we have made the coefficients of y equal. Moving further, once the coefficients are equal, then pay attention to their sign. Then pay attention to their sign. Students, now tell me, equation 1 में y का sign क्या दिख रहा है? माइनस. इक्वेशन 2 में y का साइन क्या दिख रहा है? प्लस. इक्वेशन 1 में द साइन ऑफ y इज माइनस, इक्वेशन 2 में द साइन ऑफ y इज प्लस. माइनस प्लस, तो सेम साइन और डिफरेंट साइन? Different sign. Perfect. And if they have different signs, students, so in the next step we add both the equations. We add both the equation. तो remember students, हम जो अल्फाबेट सेलेक्ट करते हैं उस अल्फाबेट का if the signs are different then add, if the signs are same then subtract. Once again I repeat, if the signs are different then add, if the signs are same then subtract. Now here since y का sign different था, equation 1 में minus, equation 2 में plus, इसीलिए we are adding the two equation. So students, now let us start adding the two equation. So adding equation 1 and 2, equation number 1 x minus y equal to 7, equation number 2 x plus y is equal to 11. Now let us start adding both the equation. Okay, now students, while adding the equation, tell me minus y and plus y will get cancelled. Moving further, x plus x will give me how much? Very good, 2x. All right, equal to sign as it is. Adding the constants, 7 plus 11 will give me how much? 18. Perfect. Solving it further, keeping x as it is, equal to 18 as it is. Now on the left hand side in the above step, 2 and x were getting multiplied. So if 2 goes on the other side, it will get divided. So it will be upon 2. So now students, cancelling it, 2 ones are 2 kitnes are? 9s are 18. Perfect. So we get the value of one variable, that is x, and that is equal to 9. So I hope so that everybody has understood that how we have got the value of alphabet x, that is variable x, as equal to 9. But students, did we have only one variable in our equations? No, we had two variables. एक तो x था, दूसरा कौन था? Y. Perfect. So we still need to find the value of the other variable, that is y, and that is quite simple. What do you need to do is, एक अल्फाबेट का वैल्यू मिलने के बाद to find the value of the other alphabet, we just have to do substitution. वील जस्ट सब्सटीट्यूट। सर किसको सब्सटीट्यूट करने का? जो एक अल्फाबेट का वैल्यू मिला है ना उसको। हमें कौन से अल्फाबेट का वैल्यू मिला? एक्स का। तो वील सब्सटीट्यूट एक्स इक्वल टू 9। सर किस में सब्सटीट्यूट करने का? सब्सटीट्यूट इन एनी इक्वेशन ऑफ योर चॉइस, any equation of your choice. So now in this sum we are having in all two equation, equation 1, equation 2. So you can put it in any equation. Let us do one thing, let us put it in equation number 2. तो आई एम गोइंग टू सब्सटीट्यूट x इक्वल टू 9 इन इक्वेशन 2। सर लेकिन अगर किसी और ने इक्वेशन 1 में सब्सटीट्यूट किया तो चलेगा। यू कैन सब्सटीट्यूट द वैल्यू इन एनी इक्वेशन ऑफ योर चॉइस। तो वी आर सब्सटीट्यूटिंग x इक्वल टू 9 इन इक्वेशन नंबर 2। Everyone look at equation number 2. It is x plus y is equal to 11. Now in this equation, in place of x, we'll put its value. And what is the value of x? 9. Perfect. So x के जगह पर आ जाएगा उसका value, that is 9. So it becomes 9 plus y is equal to 11. Keeping y as it is, keeping 11 as it is. Now if you look at the step, 9 ka, on the left hand side here, the sign is plus. If it goes on the other side of equal to sign, it will become minus 9. Perfect. So therefore, y is equal to, students, 11 minus 9 will give me the answer as 2. So I have got the value of the other variable, that is y, as y is equal to 2. So is the sum over? No. We need to write down the final statement. So students, see how are we going to write the final statement? Therefore, solution of the given simultaneous equations is x comma y is equal to, what is the value of x that we have got? 9. So the value of x is 9. And what is the value of y that we have got? 2. So the value of y is 2. This is a full-fledged 3-mark sum for your board examination. I hope so that all the steps of this sum are quite clear to each and every student. Just remember, students, if you don't write down the final statement, half mark will get deducted. And at the same time, while writing the final statement, if you look at the bracket, in the bracket we have mentioned as x comma y. Sometimes students, they write it as y comma x. It will be wrong. We always have to go in alphabetical order only. It means if the two alphabets, so the variables in the equations are p and q, then it has to be p comma q. If it is m and n, then it has to be m comma n. If it is a and b, then it has to be a comma b. You all right? So students, I hope so that you'll recollect this method, that is elimination by equating the coefficients, which we have already learned in our 9th standard. Now let us take up a sum from the textbook. Practice set 1.1 ka question number 1. Now students, this sum carries weightage of 3 marks. The question says, complete the following activity to solve the simultaneous equations. इसमें है ना बहुत सारे steps already उन्होंने किए हैं. And what are they expecting us to do is, जहां जहां पर boxes दिख रहे empty boxes, वो हमें सिर्फ fill करना है. ठीक है? But still in this sum, we'll revise all the steps, ठीक है, that we have learned in our previous sum. Okay? तो इस equation में भी they have given us two, इस sum में they have given us two equation. Everyone, read the first equation. 5x plus 3y is equal to 9. And which are the two alphabets in this equation? X and y. Read the second equation. 2x minus 3y is equal to 12. Now students, tell me which are the two alphabets in this equation? X and y. Perfect. Now what the question says is, we are supposed to solve the equations. Means equations को solve करना है और हमें x और y का answer लाना है. So they have said, according to the steps followed, they have solved the equation by elimination by equating the coefficients. So let us start following the steps which we follow in that particular method. What is the very first step that we need to do is, perfect, check whether the equations are present in the basic form, and if they are there in the basic form, then we need to number them. And in fact, ये step already उन्होंने किया है. Just look at the first equation, 5x plus 3y equal to 9. Since वो basic form में है, मतलब alphabet वाले on left hand side and the constant on the right hand side, they have numbered it as equation number 1. Similarly, the second equation, 2x minus 3y is equal to 12. So even that is in the basic form because alphabet wale are on the left hand side and constant on the right hand side. So they have number that as equation number 2. So the first step is already done, right? Now let us proceed towards the second step. Now the second step says, okay, out of the 2 alphabet, we need to select any one alphabet of our choice. Now what they have done is they have selected alphabet Y. ओके अब जो भी अल्फाबेट हम सेलेक्ट करेंगे हमारा पूरा फोकस वो अल्फाबेट पे रहेगा. नाउ व्हाट वी नीड टू डू इज जो भी अल्फाबेट हमने सेलेक्ट किया है वी नीड टू मेक द कोएफिशिएंट्स ऑफ दैट अल्फाबेट इक्वल. तो एवरीवन टेल मी इक्वेशन 1 में व्हाट इज द कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ y? 3. इक्वेशन 2 में व्हाट इज द कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ y? 3. तो इक्वेशन 1 में भी y का कोएफिशिएंट इज 3, इक्वेशन 2 में भी y का कोएफिशिएंट इज 3. इट मींस द कोएफिशिएंट्स ऑफ y आर ऑलरेडी इक्वल. परफेक्ट. तो मतलब ये स्टेप भी हो चुका है. एक बार कोएफिशिएंट्स इक्वल हो जाते हैं देन वी पे अटेंशन टू द sign. Then we pay attention to the sign. Now tell me students, in equation 1, what is the sign of variable y? Plus. In equation 2, what is the sign of variable y? Minus. So equation 1 में it is plus, equation 2 में it is minus. Plus minus same sign or different sign? Perfect, different sign. Since the signs are different, so in that case we are going to add or subtract the equations. Perfect, we are going to add the equations. Hence the reason in the next step they have written let's add equation 1 and 2. So students, now let us add both the equations. Now tell me, in the equations while we are adding it, plus 3y and minus 3y will get cancelled. Moving further, 5x plus 2x will give me how much? 7x. लेकिन बॉक्स के बाहर x ऑलरेडी लिखा है तो इन द बॉक्स विल पुट ओनली 7. Perfect. Adding the constant 9 plus 12. 9 plus 12 will give me students how much? 21. Perfect. ठीक है. Keeping that 21 as it is. Now here 7 and x both are getting multiplied. So if 7 goes on the other side, it will get divided. So now cancelling it, 7 ones are and 7 threes are. So what we get the value of x here is perfect students. We get the value of x here as 3. So x is equal to 3. So we have got the value of one alphabet, one variable, that is x. But we had two alphabets, two variables in the sum. X and दूसरा कौन सा था? Y. So we still need to find the value of the other alphabet, other variable, that is y. And we already know that once we get the value of one variable, to find the value of the other variable, we have to do what? Substituting. Perfect. So we are going to substitute. We are going to place this value of x as equal to 3 in equation number 1. Now equation 1. Everyone look at that equation 1. 5x plus 3y is equal to 9. In this equation, in place of x, हम लोग क्या लिखेंगे? 3. उसका value डालेंगे, that is 3. So what I'm going to do is, in place of x, I'm putting the value that is 3. Now solving it further, now students tell me, 5 threes are, कितना होगा? 15. तो 5 threes will give me 15. लेकिन 15 इस तरफ, it is with a plus sign. If it goes on the other side of equal to sign, so the sign will become minus. तो दूसरे साइड गया तो it became minus 15. 3y अपने जगह पर, 9 भी अपने जगह पर है. Solving it further, keeping 3y as it is. In the next step, 9 minus 15. 9 minus 15 will give me how much, students? Perfect. It will give me minus 6. Now keeping minus 6 in the same position. Since ऊपर वाले step में 3 and y, both of them were getting multiplied. If 3 goes on the other side, it will get divided. So in that case, now see, look at it, students. 3 ones are and 3 how much? 2s are 6. Perfect. So in that case, I get the value of y as minus 2. So with this, I have got the value of both the variables, that is x and y. So let us write it down in the final statement. The solution is x comma y. What is the value of x that we have got? 3. And what is the value of y that we have got? Minus 2. Perfect. I hope so, students, that all the steps of this sum is quite clear to each and every student. Now I'm giving you exactly 1 minute. What I want you all to do is, in the textbook, जहां जहां पे blank boxes है, फटाफट वो blank boxes को fill कर लो. Hurry up fast for the same sum. Done? All right. So now students, let us proceed towards the next sum now. Now there is nothing new that we need to learn. All right. It is just the revision of the steps. So the only, whatever steps that we are discussing, now just keep on repeating the steps as it is. Automatically you will get the values of the two variables. Let us proceed towards the next sum, students. Once again, we have been given two equations out here. The first one is 3a plus 5b is equal to 26. Which two alphabets are there in this equation, students? Perfect, a and b. And the second equation is a plus 5b is equal to 22. Can you tell me which two alphabets are there in this equation? A and B. Perfect. Now what the question says is they have provided us with the two equations and we are supposed to solve both these equations by using elimination by equating the coefficients. Now students, you all tell me, what is the first step that we need to follow in elimination by equating the coefficient? Very good. We need to check whether the equations are present in the basic form. Now students, what do you mean by basic form? Very good. Alphabet wale on left hand side and the constant on the right hand side. And if the equations are present in their basic forms, then what do we need to do with the equation? Very good. Number the equations. So chalo, let us check with the first step. Considering the first equation, tell me whether this equation is present in its basic form. Yes, this equation is present in its basic form. So let us number this equation as equation number 1. Now let us take the second equation. Students, tell me whether this equation is present in its basic form. Yes, because alphabet wale hai on left hand side and the constant on the right hand side. So we number this equation as equation number 2. All right, take care. So our first step is done. Moving further. Second step. Second step says select any one alphabet of your choice. Students, select any one alphabet of your choice. अब इन equations में दो alphabet है, A and B. Now I can select any alphabet of my choice. So in that case, I'll do one thing. I'll select alphabet B. So इस sum में I'm selecting alphabet B. So now further, I'll keep my full focus only on alphabet B. Now moving further, students, once I select the alphabet of my choice, what we need to do is we need to make their coefficients equal. Chalo, so let us check the coefficients of B in both the equation. Students, tell me in equation 1, what is the coefficient of alphabet B? Perfect, 5. Tell me in equation 2, what is the coefficient of alphabet B? 5. Perfect. All right. तो मतलब equation 1 में भी B का coefficient is 5. Equation 2 में भी B का coefficient is 5. तो here the coefficients are already equal. तो हमें अपनी तरफ से कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है because the coefficients are already equal. All right. Moving further. Once the coefficients become equal, students, then we pay attention to their perfect. We need to pay attention to their sign. Now tell me, students, in equation 1, what is the sign of variable B? Plus. In equation 2, tell me, what is the sign of variable B? Plus. Equation 1 में भी B का sign plus है, equation 2 में भी B का sign plus है, plus, plus. तो same sign or different sign? Very good, same sign. And अगर same sign रहता है, तो what do we do with the equations? Adding, na? No, perfect. We subtract the two equations. So hence the reason here we are going to subtract equation number 2 from equation number 1. Now students, remember, while subtracting the two equation, that small word from is very important. The reason behind it is, from के बाद जो equation number होता है ना, वो पहले आता है, and from के पहले वाला जो equation number होता है ना, वो बाद में आता है. मतलब बाद वाला पहले, पहले वाला बाद में, बाद वाला पहले, पहले वाला बाद में. So now tell me, students, from के बाद which equation number is there? Equation 1. So we'll write equation 1 first. So I'll write equation 1 first, that is 3a plus 5b is equal to 26. From के पहले कौन सा equation number है? 2. So then later on I'll write equation number 2 below, that is a plus 5b is equal to 22. Now students, we are going to subtract the two equations, and I think we are very well aware while subtracting the two equation, नीचे वाले equation के terms का signs will get change. तो नीचे वाले equation का हम sign change करते हैं. Now tell me students, नीचे जो equation दिख रहा है a का sign क्या दिख रहा है? Plus. So if it will get changed, then what it will become? Minus. All right. 5b का sign क्या दिख रहा है? Plus. If it gets changed, then it will become minus. All right. 22 का sign क्या दिख रहा है? Plus. If we need to change it, then what it will become? Minus. Perfect. So now remember, for this equation a plus 5b equal to 22, we are not going to take the previous signs. We are going to consider the new signs which we have given to the terms of that equation. So now if I start subtracting, now tell me students, plus 5b minus 5b will get cancel. All right. Now tell me 3a का साइन तो प्लस है, लेकिन नीचे वाले a का साइन माइनस है. तो प्लस माइनस, I need to minus. So now in that case, tell me 3a minus 1a. 3a minus 1a will give me how much? 2a. Perfect. Moving further, इक्वल टू साइन को वैसे ही रखते हैं. नाउ टेल मी स्टूडेंट्स, 26 का साइन प्लस है, 22 का साइन माइनस है. प्लस माइनस, व्हाट डू वी नीड टू डू? माइनस. तो टेल मी 26 minus 22 will give me how much? 4. Perfect. So moving further, now left hand side pe 2 and a both are getting multiplied. If 2 goes on the other side, it will get divided. So keeping a as it is, keeping equal to 4 as it is, and 2 us taraf se idhar aaya, so it will be upon 2. All right. Now let us go ahead with the cancellation, students. 2 ones are and 2 twos are. So I have got the value of alphabet, that is variable a. What is the value of variable a that we have got, students? Perfect. We have got the value of a as 2. Perfect. I hope so that this step up till now, all the steps are very clear to each and every student. Okay. So students, is the sum over? हमारे equations में कितने variables थे? 2 variables. Which 2 variables were there? A and B. So we need to find the value of both the alphabets. ना, that is A and B. अब तक हमने किसका value ढूंढ लिया? A का. किसका value ढूंढना बाकी है? B का. I think we are very well aware कि अगर एक का अगर value मिल जाता है तो दूसरे वाले का value ढूंढना simple है. What do we need to do? Perfect. Substitution. So in next step we are going to substitute A का value जो हमें मिला है. What is the value of A that we have got? 2. तो we are going to substitute a is equal to 2. किसमें substitute करने का? In any equation of your choice. अभी sum के अंदर we are having in all 2 equation. तो let us do one thing. We'll substitute it in equation number 2. ठीक है? अगर किसी ने 1 में किया तो नहीं चलेगा क्या? चलेगा. Even if you substitute that value in equation 1, then too you will get the same answer. So now let us substitute a is equal to 2 in equation 2. So students, everyone look at equation 2. It is a plus 5b is equal to 22. Okay. Isme in place of a, what are we going to put? 2. So in place of a, we'll put the value 2. Okay. Moving further. Now keeping 5b as it is, keeping 22 as it is. Now students, tell me 2 ka on the left hand side, what is its sign? Which means the sign is plus. Now if this 2 goes on the other side of equal to sign, then what will be the sign? Perfect. It will become minus. So in that case, following the next step, it is 5b is equal to 22 minus 20 will give 22 minus 2 will give me how much? 20. Perfect. Then moving further, therefore b would be equal to 20 upon 5. All right. So let us do the cancellation here, students. Now 5 ones are 5 fours are. Perfect. So we get the value of b. What is the value of b that we get? 4. So the value of b is 4. We have got the value of both the variables. Is the sum over? No, we need to write down the final statement. So everyone look at the final statement now. Solution of the given simultaneous equation is x and y नहीं लिखा यहाँ पर. They have written a and b. Are they correct? Yes, because the 2 alphabets given to us in the equations were a and b. So now students, tell me what is the value of a that we have got? A ka value hai 2. Perfect. And what is the value of b that we have got? 4. B ka value is 4. I hope so that all the steps of this sum is quite clear to each and every student. Now, this sum was practice set 1.1 ka main question number 2 ka first sum, a sum carrying weightage of 3 marks. All right. See students, so easy it is. So let us see, move towards the next one. Abhi next sum mein, you people are going to help me out. Okay, I'll keep on asking questions. Make sure कि आप properly answer कर रहे हो. All right. Practice set 1.1 का main question number 2 का sum number 4. Okay, just we need to follow the steps that we have learned. Okay, we have been given two equations. Read the first equation, students. 5m minus 3n is equal to 19. Can you tell me which are the two variables in this equation? M and n. Okay. Read the next equation. M minus 6n is equal to minus 7. Now tell me which are the two variables in this equation? M and n. Perfect. Now, दो equation दिया है and the question says that we are supposed to solve both these equations by using elimination by equating the coefficients. So chalo students, let us start solving it by elimination by equating the coefficients. What is the first step in elimination by equating the coefficients, students? Perfect. Check whether the equations are present in their basic form. Can you tell me what do you mean by the basic form? Very good. Alphabet wale on left hand side and akela number that is constant on the right hand side. And if they are present in their basic form, then what do we need to do with the equation? Number them. Perfect. Okay, let us consider the first equation. Tell me, is this equation present in its basic form? Very good. So we'll number it as equation 1. Second equation. Tell me whether this equation is present in its basic form. Perfect. Yes. So we'll number it as equation number 2. Okay. So my first step is complete. Moving towards the second step. Now, students, tell me what is the second step. The second step says that we are supposed to select any one alphabet of our choice. We are supposed to select any one alphabet of our choice. अब इसके अंदर मुझे ये बताओ, there are how many alphabets that we are having? 2 alphabets. कौन-कौन से? M and N. So we can select any one alphabet of our choice, right? So students, I'll do one thing. Here I'll select alphabet N. All right. Here I'm going to select alphabet M. So now students tell me, सर अगर किसी ने N select किया तो भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, चलेगा. अगर किसी ने N भी select किया तो भी कोई तकलीफ नहीं है. But here I'm going to select alphabet M. Now students tell me, अभी मैंने M select कर लिया है, तो अभी मेरा पूरा focus would be on the alphabet M. Now, what I'll be doing is I'll make the coefficients of M in both the equations equal. Now tell me equation 1 mein, what is the coefficient of M? Perfect. The coefficient of M is 5. Tell me in equation 2, what is the coefficient of M? Kuch nahi hai. So the number is 1. Perfect. Means equation 1 में M का coefficient is 5. Equation 2 में M का coefficient is 1. 5 and 1. Are the coefficients equal? No, the coefficients are not equal. So here we cannot directly proceed with addition or subtraction. यहाँ पर मुझे अभी M के coefficients को equal बनाना पड़ेगा. तो सर अभी M के coefficients को कैसे equal बनाने का? एक जगह पे M का coefficient is 5 and दूसरी जगह पे M का coefficient is 1. Can I say 1 5 will give me the answer as 5? Yes, 1 5 will give me the answer as 5. So what I'll do is नीचे वाले equation 2 में I will make the coefficient of M जो अभी 1 है, I will make it as 5. And how will I do that? I will do it by multiplying the entire equation 2 by 5. Students, I hope that we have understood this step, that why we are multiplying equation 2 by 5. Because equation 2 में M का coefficient is 1. And I need to make the coefficients of M equal. तो 1 5 will give me 5. तो फिर दोनों जगह पे 5 5 हो जाएगा. तो इसीलिए सिंस 1 को 5 से मल्टीप्लाई करने पे आई विल गेट द आंसर एज 5. तो व्हाट आई एम डूइंग इज आई एम मल्टीप्लाइंग एंटायर इक्वेशन 2 बाय 5. Now students tell me, if I'll multiply entire equation 2 by 5, तो 5 into m कितना देगा? 5m. Perfect. Keeping minus sign as it is. अभी 6n के साथ भी 5 मल्टीप्लाई होगा. Tell me 6n into 5. 6 5 सा कितना देगा? 30. Perfect. It will be 30n. Keeping equal to sign as it is. Now tell me students, minus 7 into 5. 7 5 सा कितना होगा? 35. Perfect. So minus 35 as it is. I have got one more equation. So I'll number this equation as equation number 3. Now students, since ये equation 3 equation 2 में से बना है, तो now we'll not pay attention to equation number 2. अब ऐसा समझ के चलो equation 2 है ही नहीं. We'll keep our complete focus on equation 1 and equation 3. Now tell me students, in equation 1, what is the coefficient of m? 5. In equation 3, what is the coefficient of m? 5. So now I think दोनों जगह पे the coefficient of m have become equal. तो now I think it is very clear कि अगर coefficients equal नहीं रहेंगे तो उनको equal कैसे करना है करके. All right. Now since the coefficients are equal, अब इसके आगे के steps तो same है जो एकदम simple है. तो now tell me, once the coefficients become equal, then we pay attention to their sign. Perfect. Then we pay attention to their sign. Now tell me students, equation 1 में what is the sign of alphabet m? Plus. Perfect. Equation 3 में what is the sign of alphabet m? Plus. Okay. Equation 1 में भी m का sign is plus. Equation 3 में भी m का sign is plus. तो plus plus तो same sign or different sign? Same sign. और अगर same sign रहेगा तो what do we need to do? Perfect. We need to subtract both the equation. So we are going to subtract equation number 3 from equation number 1. Now students, I hope so that it is very clear now कि from word का क्या importance होता है while subtracting. From word के जो बाद लिखा है वो पहले आएगा और पहले वाला बाद में. Perfect. So here after from we have been given equation 1. So we'll write equation 1 first. And before from we are having equation 3, so we'll write equation 3 below. Now we are going to subtract both the equations, students. While subtracting, नीचे वाले equation के terms का signs will get change. All right. So in that case, tell me what is the sign of 5m? Plus. Change होगा तो क्या होगा? Minus. What is the sign of 30n? Minus. Change होगा तो क्या होगा? Plus. What is the sign of 35? Minus. Change होगा तो क्या होगा? Plus. Perfect. तो याद रखना, अब नीचे वाले इक्वेशन के लिए we are not going to consider their old sign. We are going to consider the new signs. Okay. So moving further, now tell me here, plus 5m and minus 5m will get cancel. Now look at here, students, very carefully. 3n का sign is minus. 30n का sign is plus. Minus plus, what do we do? Minus. So 30 minus 3 will give me how much? 27n. Perfect. And sign बड़े नंबर का लगता है, बड़ा नंबर 30 का sign is plus, so it is plus 27n. Moving further, students tell me, what is the sign of 19 plus? What is the sign of 35 plus? तो plus plus तो add ही करना है in normal, in general. So in that case it is 19 plus 35, which will give me 54. All right, moving further. So next step may we have, therefore n is equal to 54 upon 27. Let us do the cancellation, students. 27 ones are, 27 twos are. Perfect. So we get the value of n. What is the value of n here, students? Very good. The value of n here is 2. I hope so that up till this, all the steps are very clear to each and every student. Students, there were two variables in the equation, that is m and n. किसका value मिल गया है? n. We still need to find the value of m. So let us start with the value of m. कैसे ढूंढने का m का value? Very good. By substituting. Substituting what? N is equal to 2. We'll substitute n is equal to 2. In which equation? any equation of your choice. Now here we are having three equation, तो कोई भी equation में डाल दो, कोई problem नहीं है. Let us put it in equation number 2. तो चलो let us put it in equation number 2. Everyone look at equation number 2. Equation 2 is m minus 6n is equal to minus 7. इसमें in place of m, n, what is the value that we are going to put? 2. All right. So n के जगह पे we'll put the value as 2. Okay. Moving further. Now keeping that m sign as it is, keeping m alphabet as it is, 6 2s will give me how much, students? 12. And then keeping it as it is equal to minus 7. m को अपनी जगह पर रख रहे हैं, minus 7 को भी अपनी जगह पर रख रहे हैं. Now students, the sign of 12, here it is minus. If it goes on the other side of equal to sign, then it will become plus. It will be plus 12. Perfect. Next step में keeping m as it is. Now tell me 12 minus 7. 12 minus 7 will give me how much? Very good. 12 minus 7 will give me the answer as 5. So students, we have got the value of both the variables. So now let us write down the final statement. So what would be the final statement? Solution of the given simultaneous equation is m comma n. What is the value of m that we have got? 5. Take care. And the value of n that we have got? 2. Perfect. The value of n that we have got is 2. I hope so that all the steps of this sum is quite clear to each and every student. Okay. See students, it's quite easy. There are just certain steps that we need to follow. Once you follow those steps properly, automatically you will get the values of both the variables. Take care. Now let us consider one more sum. Okay. Now let us consider one more sum based on the same concept, that is elimination by equating the coefficient. Okay. Once again, they have given us two equations, that is 2x plus 3y is equal to 0. Students, can you all tell me which two alphabets are there in this equation? X and y. Perfect. Look at the second equation. 3x plus 4y is equal to 5. Can you tell me which two alphabets are there in this equation? X and y. Now the question says that we are supposed to solve both the equations by using elimination by equating the coefficients. Chalo to fatafat steps follow karte. Now everybody tell me what is the first step that we need to follow? Very good. Check whether both the equations are present in their basic form. And what do you mean by basic form? Alphabet wale on left hand side and the constants on the right hand side. And if the equations are there in the basic form, then what do we need to do? Number the equations. Perfect. Chalo, let us do the first step. Is this equation present in its basic form? Yes. So we'll number it as equation 1. Second equation, is it present in its basic form? Yes. So we'll number it as equation number 2. First step is done. Now let us proceed further. Now students, tell me what is the next step that we need to do? Very good. We need to select any one alphabet of our choice. Okay. So now tell me students, if we need to select any one alphabet of our choice, अब यहाँ पर तो दो alphabet है. कौन-कौन से दो alphabet है? X and Y. So this time what I'm going to do is I am going to select the alphabet X. ठीक है? तो अभी मैंने alphabet X को select किया है. So now my entire focus would only be on alphabet X. Now what I'm going to do is I will make the coefficients of x equal. अभी मुझे x के coefficients को equal करना है. Now students, tell me in equation 1, what is the coefficient of x? Correct, 2. Now tell me in equation 2, what is the coefficient of x? 3. अच्छा, equation 1 में x के साथ number 2 है, equation 2 में x के साथ number 3 है. 2 and 3, are the coefficients equal? No. So I will have to make the coefficients equal. Now, if I need to make the coefficients equal, students, now what I need to do is, दोनों का ना LCM ले लो, दोनों numbers का LCM ले लो. Equation 1 में 2x का number है 2, equation 2 में x का number है 3, 2 and 3 का LCM, 2 3s will give me how much? 6. तो what we'll do is equation 1 में भी हम x के नंबर को बना देंगे 6 एंड इक्वेशन 2 में भी हम x के नंबर को बना देंगे 6. नाउ हाउ टू डू दैट? नाउ टेल मी स्टूडेंट्स, 2 कितने जा will give me 6? 3s are perfect. So what I'll do is I will multiply entire equation 1 by 3. Why by 3? Because 2 3s are will give me what? 6. तो चलो यहाँ पर हर एक टर्म को will multiplied by 3. Now tell me students, 2x into 3 will give me how much? Perfect. 2 3s are 6. So it will give me 6x, keeping plus sign as it is. Next, 3y into 3. 3 3s are how much, students? 9. Very good. This will give me 9y is equal to, okay, 0 into 3 will give me how much, students? 0. Perfect. Take care. So I get a new equation here. So I'll number this equation as equation number 3. तो चलो फर्स्ट इक्वेशन में मैंने x का नंबर 6 बना दिया. तो नाउ आई विल नॉट पे अटेंशन टू द फर्स्ट इक्वेशन. नाउ माय फुल फोकस वुड बी ऑन सेकंड एंड थर्ड इक्वेशन. अभी सेकंड इक्वेशन में भी मुझे x का जो नंबर है 3 उसको 6 बनाना था. नाउ टेल मी स्टूडेंट्स, 3 कितने जा विल गिव मी 6? 2s are perfect. So I'll multiply entire equation 2 by 2. And why by 2? Because 3 2s are will give me 6. So in that case, now tell me students, 3 2s are will give me how much? 6. So this will become 6x, keeping plus sign as it is. Now tell me 4y into 2. 4 2s are kitna, students? 8. Okay, so this will be 8y is equal to, as it is. Tell me 5 2s are kitna dega? 10. So I get one more new equation. So I'll number this equation as equation number 4. So now students, मुझे equation 1 and 2 पे बिल्कुल भी ध्यान नहीं देना है. Now my complete focus will be on the two new equation, that is equation 3 and equation 4. Now students, look at equation 3. In equation 3, alphabet variable x का coefficient कौन दिख रहा है? 6. इक्वेशन 4 में अल्फाबेट x का कोएफिशिएंट कौन दिख रहा है? 6. परफेक्ट. तो इन दैट केस स्टूडेंट्स, अभी x के कोएफिशिएंट्स हैव बिकम इक्वल. तो नाउ आई होप दैट दिस कांसेप्ट इज वेरी क्लियर कि अगर कोएफिशिएंट्स इक्वल नहीं होंगे, हाउ वी नीड टू गो अबाउट मेकिंग द कोएफिशिएंट्स इक्वल. All right, now we need to follow the same step and very simple. Chalo, quickly we'll do it. Now, once the coefficients become equal, now we need to pay attention to their sign. Perfect. चलो तो साइन देखते हैं अभी हम लोग. Now students tell me, equation 3 में x का साइन क्या दिखाई दे रहा है? कुछ नहीं है, means it is plus. Equation 4 में x का साइन क्या दिखाई दे रहा है? कुछ नहीं है, means it is plus. ओके, तो ऊपर x का साइन प्लस, इक्वेशन 4 में भी प्लस, तो प्लस प्लस, तो सेम साइन और डिफरेंट साइन? Same sign. And if we are having same sign, then what do we need to do with the two equations? Perfect. We need to subtract the two equations. So we are going to subtract equation number 4 from equation number 3. Now students, from के बाद वाला पहले, तो equation 3 we are going to write it down first. From के पहले वाला बाद में, तो equation 4 we are going to write it down below. Now we are going to subtract the two equations. तो while subtracting, नीचे वाले इक्वेशन का साइंस will get change. तो फटाफट मुझे बताओ, 6y का साइन प्लस है, चेंज होगा तो माइनस 8y का साइन प्लस है, चेंज होगा तो माइनस 10 का साइन प्लस है, चेंज होगा तो माइनस. परफेक्ट. तो अभी मेक श्योर नीचे वाले इक्वेशन के लिए वी आर कंसिडरिंग देयर न्यू साइंस एंड नॉट द प्रीवियस वन. ओके, नाउ टेल मी स्टूडेंट्स, plus 6y and minus 6y will get cancel. Now see, 9y का साइन तो प्लस है, 8y का साइन माइनस है. तो now tell me students, प्लस माइनस क्या करने का? माइनस. तो 9 minus 8 will give me how much? 1. So it is nothing but 1y, or we can say just y. Keeping equal to sign as it is. 0 minus 10. 0 minus 10 will give me minus 10. So we have got the value of one alphabet, one variable, that is y is equal to minus 10. Now students, quickly we'll find the value of the other alphabet. दूसरा alphabet कौन सा था equation में? X. Perfect. So for that we are going to substitute the value of y, that is y is equal to minus 10. We can substitute in any of the equation. हमारे पास तो चार चार equation है सम के अंदर. So for the time being, what we can do is we'll substitute in equation number 1. Everyone, look at the first equation now. It is 2x plus 3y is equal to 0. In this equation, in place of y, what are we going to substitute? Minus 10. So y ke jagah pe we'll put minus 10. Then keeping 2x as it is. Now students, if you open the bracket, 3 के पहले प्लस का साइन दिख रहा है, 10 के साथ माइनस का साइन दिख रहा है. Plus into minus will become minus. So the sign becomes minus. And now if I multiply the numbers, 3 tensa will give me what? Perfect. 3 tensa will give me 30. और सामने है equal to 0. Keeping 2x as it is. Now tell me students, 30 का sign इस तरफ it is minus. If it goes on the other side, it will become plus. So it is plus 30. So therefore x is equal to 30 upon 2. So now students tell me, 2 ones are 2 kitne are? Perfect. 2 ones are 2 15s are will give me 30. So we get the value of x as x is equal to 15. Perfect, students. So the final statement, solution of the given simultaneous equation is x comma y. X का value कितना आया? 15, ठीक है. And y का value कितना आया? -10. A full-fledged 3 mark sum. I hope so that all the steps that we have discussed in this particular sum is quite clear to everyone. Now, students, I'm giving you all exactly 3 minutes. Copied out this sum quickly. All right. Now, students, we'll take a quick break of 5 minutes and then we'll continue with the next method of solving simultaneous linear equations. All right, a quick break of 5 minutes. All right, students. So continuing further now. Now we are going to consider one last sum, okay, based on the method of elimination by equating the coefficients. All right. Students, but इसमें ना हम लोग पूरा sum solve नहीं करेंगे, ठीक है? Half sum I am going to help you out with the steps, and the remaining half you will complete it as homework. Okay, ठीक है? That is practice set 1.1 का main question number 2 का sum number 6. Now, students, once again, we have been given two equations out here. Okay. Everyone, look at the first equation. 1 upon 3x plus y is equal to 10 upon 3. Can you tell me in this equation, which are the two variables that we are having? X and y. Perfect. Everyone, read the second equation. 2x plus 1 upon 4y is equal to 11 upon 4. Now tell me which are the two variables that we are having in this equation? X and y. Perfect. Take care. Now what the question says is, we are supposed to solve both these equations by elimination by equating the coefficients. ठीक है? अच्छा, elimination by equating the coefficient का first step क्या कहता है? Check whether the equations are present in their basic form. Basic form means alphabet wale on left hand side and the constant on the right hand side. ठीक है? चलो, तो now let us see the first equation. Students, tell me this first equation. Is this first equation present in its basic form? Yes, because alphabet wale hai on the left hand side. And akela number that is a constant, 10 upon 3 is there on the right hand side. But students, यहाँ पर कुछ तो ऐसा है जो हमें problematic लग रहा है. Can you tell me what is it? Perfect, the denominators. Usually what happens is, we are afraid जब denominator सामने आता है. So we'll do one thing. We'll get rid of these denominators first, and then we'll number the equation. So sir, how to get rid of these denominators? Now everybody, look at the denominator. What is the denominator here? 3, okay. What is the denominator here? 3, okay. So same denominator, hai na? So to get rid of this 3, what we'll do is, we will multiply throughout by 3. We'll multiply each and every term in this equation by 3. मतलब ये जो पहला टर्म है 1 upon 3x, it will get multiplied by 3. जो दूसरा टर्म है y, even that will get multiplied by 3. And जो third term है 10 upon 3, even that will get multiplied by 3. So we are multiplying each term by 3. I hope so it is very clear कि why we are multiplying each term by 3, to get rid of the denominator 3. अब इससे क्या होगा? 3 and 3 will get cancelled. Here also 3 and 3 will get cancelled. So now see students, what are we left up? In the first term, यहाँ पे x बचा. In the second term, 3 into y will give me 3y. And third term में सिर्फ 10 बचा. So now it becomes x plus 3y is equal to 10. Now is this equation in its basic form? Basic form में तो वो है ही. So we'll number it as equation number 1. I hope so that it is very clear to each and every student कि if we come across denominator, how to get rid of the denominator. अच्छा, कुछ स्टूडेंट्स को ये डाउट होगा कि सर यहाँ पे दोनों डिनोमिनेटर सेम था 3 3, तो आपने हर एक को 3 से मल्टीप्लाई किया, राइट है? बट सपोजिंगली सर इन सम अदर सम और इन अदर इक्वेशन देयर इज वन डिनोमिनेटर 3 एंड द अदर वन इज 4, तो फिर क्या करने का? 3 and 4. What is 3 4s are? 12. Multiply each term by 12. Is that clear? All right. So now moving towards the next equation. Now students, look at the second equation now. 2x plus 1 upon 4y is equal to 11 upon 4. Is this equation in its basic form? Yes, because alphabet wale on the left hand side and the constant on the right hand side. But students, यहाँ पर भी वापस वही problem है. क्या problem है? Exactly, denominator. So first we'll get rid of the denominator and then we'll number the equation. Okay. Now tell me students, what is the denominator here? 4. What is the denominator here? 4. दोनों जगह पे same denominator है ना? So to get rid of this denominator, what we'll do is, very good, multiply throughout by 4. That is multiply each term by 4. Now if I'll multiply each term by 4, in that case, this 2x will get multiplied by 4. Then 1 upon 4y will get multiplied by 4. And 11 upon 4 will also get multiplied by 4. So in the next step, 4 and 4 will get cancelled. Again, 4 and 4 will get cancelled. So what are we left out with is 4 into 2x. 4 2s will give me 8x. Y अकेला बच गया. And इस तरफ constant में we are left out with 11. So the equation would become 8x plus y is equal to 11. Now, since this equation is it in its basic form, so we number this equation as equation number 2. So now students look at equation 1 and 2. अब हमारा काम simple है because in equations को कैसे आगे solve करते we are very well aware of it. So what I want you all to do is I'm giving you all exactly 1 minute. In 1 minute, just copy down this much portion, but nobody will do the further solving. The further solving you will do it later on as homework. Dot 1 minute, your time starts now. All right, stop writing everyone now. Okay, so remember students, ये दोनों equations you are going to solve it as homework, and tomorrow I'll be asking for the value of x and y for this particular sum. Okay, now moving further students. So now with this we are done with the revision of the first method, that is elimination by equating the coefficients. Now let us proceed towards the next method, that is elimination by substitution. Again, we have learned this method in our 9th standard. So we'll quickly revise this method by taking just one sum from this particular method. Okay. So elimination by substitution. For this, we are taking a practice set 1.1, main question number 2, sum number 2nd. The sum carries weightage of 3 marks. Now in this sum, we have been given two equations. First one, x plus 7y is equal to 10. Students, can you all tell me which are the two variables in this equation? X and y. Perfect. The second equation, 3x minus 2y is equal to 7. Students, can you all tell me which are the two variables in this equation? X and y. Now the question says that we are supposed to solve these equations, means we are supposed to find the value of x and y. But we will solve this equation by elimination by substitution method. Okay. Now students, in elimination by substitution, our steps remains the same. Basically same in the sense, the first step I'm talking about. The first step remains the same as it was for elimination by equating the coefficient. Equating the coefficient में first step क्या था? Check whether the equations are present in their basic form, और अगर basic form में है तो equations को क्या करना है? We need to number the equations. तो चलो let us follow the same first step here. Now students, tell me, the first equation, x plus 7y is equal to 10. Is it in its basic form? Yes, so we number it as equation 1. Look at the second equation. Is it in its basic form? Yes, so we'll number it as equation number 2. So we are done with the very first step, that is, we have checked whether the equations are present in their basic form and we have done the numbering of the equation. Now moving towards the second step. Now students, listen to me very carefully. Now the second step says, out of the two equations, select or consider any one equation of your choice. Wait, once again I repeat, out of the two equations, consider any one equation of your choice. अभी सम में we are having two equation, equation 1 and equation 2. दोनों में से आपके चॉइस का कोई भी एक इक्वेशन, पूरा इक्वेशन आपको सिलेक्ट करना है. चाहिए तो इक्वेशन 1 पूरा सिलेक्ट करो या चाहिए तो इक्वेशन 2 पूरा सिलेक्ट करो. लेकिन to make the calculation simpler, it would be better if you consider that equation which has lower coefficient, or you can say the lowest coefficient. Okay, once again I repeat, we need to consider any one any one equation of our choice. लेकिन अगर कैलकुलेशन सिंपल रखना है तो वो इक्वेशन सेलेक्ट करो जहां पर कोएफिशिएंट सबसे कम हो. Okay, now if you look at equation number 1, equation 1 में, can you tell me what is the coefficient of x there? Perfect, the coefficient of x is 1. मतलब सबसे छोटा कोएफिशिएंट इस इक्वेशन में प्रेजेंट है. Am I right? बाकी अगर आप देखेंगे इक्वेशन 1 में with y what is the coefficient? 7. इक्वेशन 2 में what is the coefficient of x? 3. and equation 2 में what is the coefficient of y? -2. तो इन दैट केस यहाँ पे सबसे छोटा नंबर इक्वेशन 1 में है x के साथ. तो व्हाट आई डू इज आई विल कंसिडर इक्वेशन 1. बट सर सपोजिंगली गलती से मैंने कंसिडर कर लिया इक्वेशन 2. इट्स परफेक्टली फाइन. In fact, the step says that you can consider any one equation of your choice. But why are we considering the equation with a lower coefficient is just to make our calculation simple. All right, take it. So here I am considering the first equation, that is x plus 7y is equal to 10. Now students, once you consider any one equation of your choice, now what is the next step that you need to do is, there are two alphabets, there are two variables in this equation. Keep any one alphabet on the left hand side and shift the other to the right hand side. मतलब एक अल्फाबेट को लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे रखो एंड दूसरे वाले को शिफ्ट करो राइट हैंड साइड पे. तो इन दैट केस स्टूडेंट्स, मैं एक काम करता हूं, आई एम कीपिंग x ऑन द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड, 10 अपनी जगह पर है, 7y का यहाँ पर साइन है प्लस. इफ इट गोज ऑन द अदर साइड ऑफ द इक्वल टू साइन, the sign will become minus. So I have kept one alphabet on the left hand side and the other alphabet on the right hand side. But students remember, whichever alphabet remains on the left hand side, जैसे अभी इस लाइन में लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे कौन सा अल्फाबेट है? x. The coefficient of the alphabet which is there on the left hand side should always be 1. अब जैसे यहाँ पर x के साथ नंबर कौन है? 1. तो इधर प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. But if the coefficient is not 1, then we'll have to make it 1. All right, take care. So here, since the coefficient of x, which is there on the left hand side, is already 1, तो फिर मुझे टेंशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. So now students, if you look at this line very carefully, I want every one of you to read this last line very carefully. X is equal to 10 minus 7y. It means यहाँ पर I am getting the value of x. x का आंसर मिल रहा है. क्या मिल रहा है आंसर? 10 minus 7y. तो for the time being, I'll number this equation as equation number 3. So I've got the value of x, that is 10 minus 7y. Now what I'll do is, I will put this value of x in that equation which we had not considered. Listen to me very carefully, students. I'll put this value of x in that equation which we had not considered. टेल मी स्टूडेंट्स, कौन सा इक्वेशन हमने कंसिडर किया था? इट वाज इक्वेशन 1. तो which equation we had not considered? Equation 2. So what we are going to do is we'll put this value of x in equation number 2, which we had not considered. So in the next step, we are going to substitute the value of x, that is equation number 3, in equation number 2. So now students, equation 2, I want every one of you to read equation 2. 3x minus 2y is equal to 7. Now in this equation, in place of x, 3 को मैं वैसे का वैसे ही रख रहा हूं. In place of x, I'm going to put its value which I've got in equation number 3. x का value क्या मिला equation 3 में? 10 minus 7y. तो in this equation, x के जगह पे we'll put 10 minus 7y. And rest everything I'll keep it as it is. Minus 2y as it is, equal to 7 as it is. I hope so this step is very clear. तो स्टूडेंट्स रिमेंबर, इक्वेशन 3 में जो x का वैल्यू आया था 10 minus 7y, you need to put that value in that equation which we had not considered. हमने कंसिडर किया था इक्वेशन नंबर 1, इसका मतलब हमने इक्वेशन 2 को कंसिडर नहीं किया था, hence the reason we have substituted the value of x in equation number 2. Now moving further students, now it is very simple. Now let us solve this bracket. Now this 3 is getting multiplied with the entire bracket. तो अगर मैं ब्रैकेट ओपन करूं तो इन दैट केस 3 into 10 will give me 30, keeping minus sign as it is. 3 into 7 will give me how much? 21. So that would be minus 21y. Rest everything as it is. Minus 2y is equal to 7. Keeping 30 as it is. Now minus 21y minus 2y. Minus minus. क्या करना होता है स्टूडेंट्स? प्लस. तो 21 plus 2 will give me how much? 23y. लेकिन साइन बड़े नंबर का आएगा, तो बड़ा नंबर 21 का साइन क्या था? माइनस, तो इसलिए इट इज minus 23y is equal to 7. Moving further, keeping minus 23y in its own position, 7 as it is. 30 का यहाँ पे साइन प्लस है, if it goes on the other side of equal to sign, तो क्या हो जाएगा? minus 30. Perfect. तो solving it further students, minus 23y को वैसे ही रख रहे हैं, is equal to, now tell me 7 minus 30 will give me how much? Minus 23. All right, take care. So in that case, minus and minus will get cancel. So 23y is equal to 23. So now y would be equal to 23 upon 23. Going ahead with the cancellation, 23 ones are 23 ones are. So what is the value of y that we get? Perfect. We get the value of y as 1. Now students, we have got the value of one alphabet, that is one variable y, but we still need to find the value of the other alphabet. Can you tell me what is the value of the other alphabet? कौन सा दूसरा alphabet है in fact? X. So we still need to find the value of x. So in that case, we are already aware. एक alphabet का आंसर आने के बाद what we need to do is we need to substitute that value in any equation of our choice. So we'll do one thing. We'll substitute y is equal to 1 in equation number 3. Okay, take care. So let us put it in equation number 3. Everyone look at equation number 3. X is equal to 10 minus 7y. Now students, here in place of y, we are going to put its value. What is the value of y that we have got? 1. Perfect. So y के जगह पे हम उसका value डालेंगे, that is 1. ठीक है. तो keeping x as it is, 10 as it is, minus 7 ones are, कितना देगा students? 7. ठीक है. Solving it further. Next step, keeping x as it is, equal to 10 minus 7 will be how much? 3. Perfect. So we have got the value of the other alphabet, that is x. So now let us write down the final statement. Therefore, the solution of the given simultaneous equations is x comma y. What is the value of x that we have got? 3. And what is the value of y that we have got? 1. Perfect. There's a full-fledged 3 marks. And with this, we are done with the second method, that is elimination by substitution. I hope that all the steps of this sum is quite clear to each and every student. Students, I'm giving you exactly 3 minutes. Kindly copy down this sum properly. Hurry up, students. One more minute. All right. Students, now moving towards the next sum. In fact, this sum is a special type of sum, a special type of sum. ठीक है? ऐसा क्या special बात है ना इस sum में? Let us try to understand it. Okay. We have been given two equations, two linear equations. Everyone read the first equation. 15x plus 17y is equal to 21. Which are the two variables in this equation? X and y. Okay. Everyone read the second equation. 17x plus 15y is equal to 11. Which are the two variables in this equation? X and y. All right. Now the question says that you need to solve these two equations. मतलब मुझे इन दोनों इक्वेशन को सॉल्व करके x और y का आंसर ढूंढ के निकालना है. But if you recollect, I said that this is a special type of sum, right? Why is it special type of sum? Okay. Before we look into the speciality of this sum, first, let us do the first basic step that we follow in all the sums. That is, we check whether both the equations are present in their basic form, that is alphabet wale on left hand side and the constant on the right hand side. And if they are present in their basic form, then we number the equations, right? So let us follow that first step. So look at the first equation. Is it present in its basic form? Yes. So we'll number it as equation 1. Look at the second equation. Is it present in its basic form? Yes. So we'll number it as equation number 2. Okay. Now the first step is done. We have numbered both the equation after checking whether they are present in their basic form or not. Now look at the speciality of these two equations. Students, can you all tell me what is the coefficient? Take a look at the coefficients very carefully. What is the coefficient of x in the first equation? All right, 15. Can you tell me what is the coefficient of y in the second equation? 15. It means जो इक्वेशन 1 में x के साथ था वो इक्वेशन 2 में y के साथ हो गया. ठीक है. All right, ठीक है. Moving further. Now students, tell me what is the coefficient of y in the first equation? 17. All right. Tell me what is the coefficient of x in the second equation? 17. It means जो इक्वेशन 1 में y के साथ था वो इक्वेशन 2 में x के साथ हो गया. Am I right? All right. It means यहाँ पर इक्वेशन 1 में यहाँ पर जो इक्वेशन 1 में x के साथ था वो इक्वेशन 2 में y के साथ हो गया. इक्वेशन 1 में जो y के साथ था वो इक्वेशन 2 में x के साथ हो गया. In other words, we can say that there is interchange of coefficients. What did I say, students? There is interchange of coefficients. And whenever you come across such kind of speciality among the equations, that is when there is interchange of coefficients among the variable, then we solve those two equations by a special technique जिसका नाम है ASA, which stands for adding, subtracting, adding. Once again, I repeat, whenever you come across such special feature among the equations where there is interchange of coefficients among the variables, then we solve those two equations by a special technique, which is called as ASA, which stands for adding, subtracting, adding. All right. Now, students, as the name itself says, adding, subtracting, adding. So we just have to follow these three steps and we'll reach the final answer. So now let us follow the first step out of the three, that is adding. So in the next step, we are going to add equation 1 and 2. So let us write down equation number 1 and then equation number 2. And now we are going to add both the equation. So students, let's start adding the equation. 15x plus 17x will give us how much? Perfect, 32x, okay. Next, 17y plus 15y will give us how much? Very good. 32y is equal to 21 plus 11 will give us how much? Perfect. 32. Take care. Moving further. Now, students, look at this new equation very carefully. 32x plus 32y is equal to 32. Focus on the numbers which are there in this equation. 32, 32, 32. क्या ये तीनों नंबर 32 के टेबल में जाएगा? Yes. So to simplify this equation further, what do? Is we divide throughout by 32. We divide each term by 32. अब हर एक को अगर मैं 32 से divide करूं, means if I divide this 32x by 32, तो 32 will get cancelled. So what are we left out with? Perfect. We are left out with x. Keeping plus sign as it is. अब अगर मैं 32y को 32 से divide करूं, so again, 32 will get cancelled. What are we left out with? Perfect. Y is equal to, अब अगर 32 को मैं 32 से divide करूं, तो 32 ones are 32 ones are. So the answer is 1. So now I get one more new equation and I number this equation as equation number 3. So out of the 3 step, adding, subtracting, adding, we are done with the first step, that is adding. Now let us start with the next step, that is subtracting. So now as the name itself says subtracting, so we are going to subtract the two equations. That is subtracting equation number 1 from equation number 2. From word का importance याद रखना, जो from के बाद है, that is equation 2, वो पहले लिखना है, तो we are writing equation 2 first. फिर जो from के पहले है, उसे बाद में लिखना है, तो we are writing equation 1 below. Now we are subtracting the two equations. While subtracting, नीचे वाले इक्वेशन का साइंस will get change. तो 15x का साइन is प्लस, चेंज होगा तो क्या होगा स्टूडेंट्स? माइनस. 17y का साइन is प्लस, तो चेंज होगा तो क्या होगा स्टूडेंट्स? परफेक्ट. माइनस. 21 का साइन is प्लस, चेंज होगा तो क्या होगा स्टूडेंट्स? परफेक्ट. माइनस. ठीक है. तो नाउ मूविंग फर्दर. नाउ ध्यान से देखकर आंसर करना. 17x minus 15x. What would be the answer now? Perfect. It would be 2x. Take care. Moving further. Now tell me students, 15y और 17y. ध्यान से देखना, 15y का sign is plus, 17y का sign is minus. तो plus minus, what do we need to do? Minus. तो 17 minus 15 will give me how much? 2y. लेकिन बड़ा नंबर 17 का sign क्या है? Minus. तो it will be minus 2y. All right, take care. Moving further. 11 minus 21. 11 का sign is plus, 21 का sign is minus. तो plus minus we need to do minus. 21 minus 11 will give me 10. And बड़े number का sign, that is minus. Perfect. So we get minus 10. I hope so that this subtraction is clear to everyone. So we are done with the second step, that is subtracting. But students, अब subtract करने पे जो equation मिला है, look at the numbers of this equation very carefully. 2, 2, 10. I think all these three numbers are divisible by 2. So to simplify the equation further, what we will do is we will divide each term, that is we'll divide throughout by 2. तो now if I'll divide throughout by 2 students, तो 2x को अगर मैं 2 से divide करूं तो 2 and 2 will get cancelled. बचेगा क्या सिर्फ x, keeping minus sign as it is. 2y को अगर मैं 2 से divide करूं students, तो 2 and 2 will get cancelled. बचेगा क्या सिर्फ y, perfect, equal to sign as it is. अब minus 10 को if I divided by 2 students, 2 ones are, 2 कितने are? 5s are. So in that case, we are left out with minus 5. So we get one more new equation, that is x minus y is equal to minus 5. So I number this equation as equation number 4. I hope so, students. The first two steps of ASA, that is adding and subtracting, is clear to everyone. Now moving towards the third and the last step, that is again adding. तो सर अभी वापस हम ऐड करेंगे equation number 1 and equation number 2. No, students. In the third and the last step of adding, we are going to add the two new equations that we have got. That is equation number 3 and equation number 4. So we are going to add equation number 3 and equation number 4, students. So adding equation 3 and 4, equation 3, that is x plus y is equal to 1, and equation number 4, and equation number 4, that is x minus y is equal to minus 5. So now let us add both the equation. Okay. Now students, adding both the equation. Now can you all tell me here, plus y and minus y will get cancelled. Then x plus x will give us how much, students? Perfect. That will give us 2x, keeping equal to sign as it is. Now look at the constant. अकेले numbers को देखो. 1 का sign is plus, 5 का sign is minus. So plus minus, what do we need to do? Minus. So 1 minus 5. 1 minus 5 will give us what? Perfect. It will give us minus 4. Okay. 1 minus 5 will give me minus 4. Okay. Now students, in that case, again, keeping x as it is, minus 4 as it is, and 2 will go on the other side. So it will be x is equal to minus 4 upon 2. Okay, x is equal to minus 4 upon 2. Now students, tell me, if we do the cancellation, it will be 2 ones are and 2 how much? 2s are. All right, take care. So we get the value of x. So tell me now, x is equal to what? Minus 2. So we have got the value of one alphabet, that is x, as x is equal to minus 2. But students, equation में there were how many alphabets? 2. कौन सा? X and Y. So in that case, students, we still need to find the value of the other alphabet, Y. Same step. X का value मिल गया है, तो we'll put that value in any of the equations that we have. अभी इस sum के अंदर तो we are having 4 equation. तो x का value उठा करके हम कोई भी equation में डाल देते हैं. तो let us do one thing. Let us substitute the value of x, that is x equal to minus 2. And this time, we'll put the value of x in equation number 3. All right, take care. So we'll put it in equation number 3, students. Everyone look at this equation number 3. It is x plus y is equal to 1. Now in this equation, what we are going to do is, in place of x, what are we going to put? Minus 2. So in place of x, we'll put minus 2. Done. In the next step, keeping y as it is, keeping 1 as it is. Now here, the sign of 2 is minus. If it goes on the other side, it becomes plus 2. So in that case, we get the value of y as y is equal to how much? 3. Perfect. Y is equal to 3. So students, we have got the value of both the variables, that is x as well as y. So now let us write down the final statement. Therefore, the solution of the given simultaneous equation is x comma y. What is the value of x? -2. And what is the value of y? 3. Perfect. I hope so, students. ASA method, that is adding, subtracting, and adding, is quite clear to each and every student. Yeah? Yes, but I hope so that you are very well aware now that ASA, adding, subtracting, adding, this method can be followed only and only in case of those special equations. Now, when I say special equations, what do I mean? There has to be interchange of the coefficients among the variables. मतलब जो equation 1 में x के साथ था वो equation 2 में y के साथ हो गया, जो equation 2 में y के साथ था वो equation 1 में x के साथ हो गया. All right, take care. Now, students, I'm giving you exactly 3 minutes again. Quickly copy down this sum. Graphics. 1 minute 30 seconds more, students. Last 1 minute. All right. Now, students, kindly listen to me very carefully. Now, with this, we are done with the revision of the first two methods which we had learned in our 9th standard. That is elimination by equating the coefficient and elimination by substitution. Now, tomorrow we are going to start with a very important method of solving linear equation, that is graphical method. Okay. But before attending tomorrow's lecture, what I want you all to do is, yes, I want every one of you to keep the graph page ready with the drawing both the axis, that is the x-axis and y-axis. ओके, इतना आपको ड्रॉ करके रेडी रखना है, ठीक है. एंड काइंडली इंश्योर कि एटलीस्ट 15 ग्राफ पेजेस, 15 ग्राफ पेजेस पे आप इस तरह से एक्स एक्सिस एंड वाई एक्सिस ड्रॉ करके आप रेडी रख रहे हो विदाउट फेल, बिकॉज टुमारो आई विल नॉट गिव यू दैट मच टाइम टू ड्रॉ द एक्सिस. तो अगर आप ये सब रेडी रखोगे तो इट विल सेव टाइम व्हाइल सॉल्विंग द सम. Okay, students. Now, students, I want you people to note down the assignment for today. The assignment for today is Algebra Practice Set 1.1, main question number 2 ka sum number 3, 5, 6 and 7. Once again, I repeat, Algebra Practice Set 1.1, main question number 2 ka sum number 3, 5, 6 and 7. Students, kindly ensure that whatever the assignments are being given to you are doing it on regular basis. And just a reminder, tomorrow again, same time, 2:30 to 4:30, you'll be having your geometry lecture. And in the evening, 5:15 to 7:15, you'll be having your algebra lecture. Kindly make sure that for tomorrow, again, you will receive 2 new links for the lecture from your respective administrative heads of your center. That's all, students. Thank you very much.